Before you had this tool, how were you able to consistently categorize across so many systems?
The value that came to me, and I think to some of the other senior leaders who use the tool, is that you suddenly have this automatic mapping that vendors are assigned to these categories that frankly, sometimes if you're not embedded in the technology unit, you wouldn't necessarily know all the vendors in the InfoSec space versus the storage space. Yeah, yes, we all know the very big name companies and the buckets they fall into. But I think in today's SaaS environment where we're doing business with many more companies, the spends tend to be smaller because you're not making these huge upfront investments and you're buying a subscription. But you quickly get to see, wow, I'm really engaged with 20 different vendors in the information security space. And it allows you to step back and say, do I have overlap? Am I buying essentially the same functionality from multiple vendors? And when you step back and you have to say, well, if we can only have one and they're both essentially the same, how do we best evaluate them? So for me, the heat map was really, that was eye-opening to me because for the first time I got to see the spend graphically, not just from, is it zero or is it $1 million a year, but really what buckets are the dollars falling into? And I think that's really good for senior leadership to step back and say, are we allocating our funds most effectively? Are we underspending in a particular sector? Are we completely overspending here because we bought every single bell and whistle that's out there?
The categorization has also been to great benefit to us looking at the product profitability model and looked at how much each P&L is using and how much is related to them. This has helped us allocating the cost more efficiently and making sure that each business have enough funds. Nasdaq has a very complicated business model with many different P&Ls. We have to identify costs that are directly relatable to these P&Ls and what is allocated cost that is a shared company cost.